Before we begin, we would like to invite Venerable Gyunse Terasawa and his Venerable monks, Felix and Sergei, who came from Russia, Ukraine, to share a few prayers for the event, as well as for world peace. Please, Venerable Gyunse. Thank you very much, Venerable Gyunse, Venerable Felix, and Venerable Sergei. I would like to begin by thanking our beloved Master THİO for guiding us and teaching us to find peace in our daily lives. And from then, we can share that peace with others and hopefully build a more peaceful world. And we'd like to thank you, all the guests who traveled from far away, from great distances to be here today. Guests from Russia, Ukraine, India, Nepal, Vietnam, United States, and many other countries, and in Europe to be here. And for taking your time out of your busy schedule to join us for today's important event. My name is Kenneth Dao. My Dharma name is Mindik Dat. I'm a student of Venerable THİO. I will be the moderator for today's event. I'm grateful and humbled for this opportunity to host this peace festival. At the present moment, many wars and conflicts in different parts of the world are occurring, causing suffering and killing thousands and thousands of people every day. And this stands as a constant reminder that we, as an urgency, must unite to work together to continue to pave the way for peace. THİO, our master, continues to teach us that peace is possible and attainable guided by some core principles. Peace is achievable through loving kindness, compassion, understanding, and mutual respect. A few weeks ago, on May 5th, 2025, in Nepal, we also held a peace conference in the birthplace of Lord Buddha, where we learned and applied the lessons of Nepal's peace journey from a country that rose from the ashes of war, civil war, to reconciling peace. And we pray and believe that this event, today's Vesak Day, Buddha's birthday, this peace festival, the collective peace message from all of us that amplify and resonate to many nations in the world currently facing wars and conflict, and helping them in pursuit of reconciliation and lasting peace. And it is our profound wishes to work together with all of you to help end the hatred and conflict in the world. Today's event is not meant to be a one and done event. It is our aspiration and wishes to continue carrying the torch from peace promoters like Dr. Lam, Venerable THİO, Venerable Gyunse, who have spent their entire lifetime for peace in the world. We hope that today's event, we pray and we believe that today's event is just a stepping stone and a foundation to promote and organize more peace events in the future, globally, across various parts of the world, to continue to amplify the peace message for the world. We have a full agenda today, but I would like to first honor and acknowledge some of our guest members here today. Please put a round of applause for Venerable Jensei Terasawa from Japan, and living in Ukraine and India. Please, round of applause. Thank you, Venerable Jensei. Venerable Nanda Pal Mahastabir from Bangladesh, joining us today. Thank you, Venerable. Venerable Felix Shadovsky, Russia, also here. Venerable Sergey Filonenko, Ukraine. Venerable Tom Dao from Vietnam. Venerable Dong Han from Vietnam. Venerable Shigo Tin Hui, Vietnam. Venerable Han Kuang, Vietnam. And that's our spiritual community. And now I would like to also introduce some of our peace ambassadors here in Germany. His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Shell Rubaketti, who came 6 hours driving from Frankfurt. Thank you, Ambassador, for joining us. Ambassador Varuni Muthu Kumarana from Sri Lanka. Thank you, Ambassador, for joining us. Vice Ambassador Do Hua Bin from Vietnam, joining us. Professor Dr. Brenal Chakma from India. Mr. Sanjay Shrestha, who also joining us. And Professor Mahesh Dioka from India, who's also here, joining us all the way from India as well. Thank you, Professor, for coming. Now, I would like to start the event with an opening dance, traditional Vietnamese dance performance from our Dharma friends here locally. Xin mời các chị lên để mà đóng góp cho chương trình một bài khiêu vũ Việt Nam. Yeah, please, round of applause for the beautiful ladies from Rostock, Germany.
Vào chùa chùa ngõ chùa ba vào chùa chùa ra em xa xa đôi người đôi em đi em mang mơ mộng bên với tình đã lòng tình tình ơi linh tinh ơi chùa là em đi vào chùa. Vào chùa chùa ra em vào đôi người đàn đôi em đi em mang mơ sầu linh linh tình tình ra sầu tình tình ơi linh linh ơi chùa là em đi vào chùa. Vào chùa chùa chùa ra em chào đôi người nàng đôi em đi em mang có lòng tình tình tình tình đã lòng tình tình tình ơi tình ơi chùa là em đi vào chùa. Vào chùa rồi em thắp tuần nhang em lên đèn đôi người giàu đôi em thân em mãi có lòng tình linh tình tình đã lòng tình tình tình ơi linh tình ơi chùa là em đi vào chùa là em đi.
Thank you, friends from Rostock, for contributing to the event. So an overview of the agendas today, we will start by having a video of THİO. We'd love to Dr. Lam to come up and say a few words on peace. Then we will have various speakers from various countries contributing to the message. Then we have other cultural performances, and then we have Then we have speeches from the various venerable who are here today to provide their perspective of peace from a spiritual side. And we will have a peace lantern, prayer for peace ceremony at the end, as well as entertainment. So that's the brief overview of the agenda for today. Now I'd like to provide a background of THİO, Dr. Lam, our beloved spiritual leader. THİO is a proud gardener. He's a renowned international spiritual leader, born in BİNH province. He embarked on the Buddhist stage at a young age and eventually received a scholarship to study abroad in France, where he received his PhD. After being a professor of teaching universities and continuing Buddha's work in France, THİO founded 2 Vietnam temples in India and Nepal, both Gaya, India, and Lumini, Nepal. He was also the first foreigner where King Virendra of Nepal given land to build the first Buddhist monastery. during the um, during the hello during the war, Nepal broke out into a civil war that resulted in over 14,000 people died. And YÜNZIL was one of the main leaders who helped reconcile both warring factions and opposing parties to come together to discuss and act on non-violence approach towards reconciling peace, and ultimately was successful in helping Nepal and helping the both sides agree to lay down their arms and end the civil war. YÜNZIL's contribution to the Buddhist community internationally, as well as Peace for Nepal, is immense on a global scale. Like, he's regarded himself as a humble gardener, he called himself Chokita Koti, which is a Hindi word for a gardener, simple gardener. And now I would like to present a video of YÜNZIL. If you can share screen.
Greatly from poverty and civil war. At the age of 8, he was like karmic connections. They were sent by his masters and brought to the temple in the 7 mountains of the southern region. Born between Vietnam and Cambodia in 1969 as a student at Nantes and Sorbonne University of France, YÜNZIL set foot in Bulgaria, India. Kneeling under the Varasana throne, his heart is filled with deep emotions, because wish of his life has come true. Witnessing the temples of different countries and nations at this Buddhist holy site, I couldn't help but feel heartbroken. Buddhism has been in Vietnam for over 2,000 years, but here, there's no shadow of the temple of the homeland, saving every penny, and received active support of European and American students. Many years later, through many difficulties, I bought 450 square meters of land. Vietnam, in the early years of the 80s, the situation of the country after the war was still in poverty. Buddhism has not been revived. The Vietnamese community at Bulgaria, India, consists of only Thai. The construction of the temple was an unprecedented challenge. But when it is a karmic connection, everything seems to have already been arranged. One by one, the landowners around agreed to sell the land to Thai. And gradually, the area of the temple increased to 30,000 square meters. But the temple is still under construction. Another opportunity unexpectedly came to Thai. Thai was the first foreigner who King Narendra granted land to build the first Buddhist monastery. Sitting on the airplane, Thai carefully selected the land. But when he stood in front of the land, he was very concerned. The land, being swampy, low-lying, filled with ponds and lakes, would make the construction of the temple more difficult, adding to the existing challenges. The $60 in hand at the time was only enough for Thai to set up a plastic tent and buy the necessary items. Although here is the birthplace of Lord Buddha and Buddhism. In India and Nepal, the number of Buddhist followers and practitioners is very modest. You understand that the Vietnamese temple cannot exist independently in this place alone. If we don't mobilize countries around the world to establish Buddhist temples in Lumini as a Buddhist community, and so we committed in going to persuade these countries to build the temples here in Lumini. This is the One Pagoda Temple, one of the symbols and unique architecture of Thăng Hanoi. It was restored by architect Nguyen Ba Lăng in 1955, and truly it was fate. He recreated the symbol of Thăng on the land of Buddha, with the Vietnamese cultural identity bold in architecture. Then, he personally planted the lotus and water lily flowers. He personally made the everyday necessities, and he took the simplicity and modesty as the joy of his life. It is the simplicity that forms the soul and the essence of the Ambedkar temple. During the first year's pilgrimage to Nepal, the land where Lord Buddha was born, it is now a region and community of more than 35 Buddhist temples established here. Thai has relentlessly worked to mobilize countries around the world to help develop. Here, you find refuge for your soul. And with these Buddhist followers, they know they YÜNZIL. When they wish to follow the footsteps of the Solace Cranes, when reading his very famous book, When the Solace Cranes Return, it is a story about the rare birds landed in Ambedkar temple. Building the nest during the days when Thai was constructing the temple in Nepal. Since the day the Solace Crane appeared in Lumini, They also took on the role of an environmental conservationist. Thầy traversing through the swamps, learned to observe the behaviors of the cranes, educating the local people, ensuring the protection of these birds from their hunters, and to stop people from stealing their eggs. From having only a few dozen birds living here, now the flock of source cranes in Lumbini has grown to nearly 380 birds. In the process of working with the international organization to protect the species, when crossing a river, I felt heartbroken seeing the local people crossing the river with the strong currents of the rising waters. Many women and children lost their lives. They decided to call for donations and support to build a bridge called the Vietnam Bridge of Compassion. It is actually a bridge of love and compassion for humanity. Witnessing the scene of the people, local children can now cross the river in peace today. Our heart feels moved by the meaningful and practical things that THgsmåits international students, supporters, and the Vietnamese people have provided. With compassion to the barren land and for the poor people, they encourage families to send their children to school, encouraging education and learning with specific rewards.
Cháu là tốt nghiệp bác sĩ, kỹ sư, em sẽ tặng cho chiếc xe máy. Và các cháu phải luôn biết ơn công sức nuôi dạy của cha mẹ.
And during such time, when the civil war in Nepal broke out, his love for the people inspired him to carry out a noble mission. It was a contribution to help end a bloody civil war that had claimed the lives of more than 14,000 innocent people. This table is where HUYÍn has welcomed and prepared meals to convince the warring parties to cease fire. But the opposition parties sat together for an official meeting to sign the peace agreement for the country of Nepal. It was this success in ending the civil war that inspired HUYÍn to write the book Nepal Peace is at Hand. Published in English, it was presented to the public by the United Nations in July 2015 in Switzerland. In order to establish the Vietnamese temple on the land of Buddha today, it's not just about commitment. It is through HUYÍn sweat and tears. It is about his willingness to risk his life for the Dharma and for the Buddhist nations. 50 years after the day of his vow, when Thầy first set foot in the land of Buddha, 2 Vietnamese temples have now established in India and Nepal. Lumbini, from a desolate and deserted land, has now become a Buddhist cultural center, not just for Nepal, but for the world. The gratitude and peaceful heart of the once young Vietnamese boy spreaded a calming energy for the rare source crane to find a good place to reside. It's a human story. It inspires so many people to live their dreams with ideals and faith in the Dharma.
Thank you, Atiti. Now I would like to invite Venerable Thầy HUYÍn to share a few words on this important peace message. Please, Dr. Lam, please share. Please. Thank you. Round of applause.
Namo Amida Phật. I'm very grateful to Venerable Sir, His Excellency from different countries, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm very happy to meet all of you. You see, excuse me, my English is not good English. I studied in America, Europe, but I stayed a long time in India. Therefore, my English is Karini English. But I try my best to explain. You see, the life is a miracle. Life is a miracle. I was born in the war country, in the conflict, very terrible war. When I was young, I went to school midnight. because on the day bombing, we must hide on the underground. Then majority of my friends was killed by the war, killing, terrible. And then many problems in my young age. Then I want to suicide. But luckily, I met one Vietnamese master, thầy YÜYN. He waited near the river, he saved my life. Then after my life, he gave me many mật pháp secrets. And apply, I'm very grateful. So, but only unfortunately, I stayed with him only 2.5 years. But he taught me many wonderful things. One of the wonderful things, what he said, whenever you drink a cup of water, a burn of rice, never forget. When I grew up, I dreamed my life, one time I should come to Holy Land, Lumini and Bodh Gaya. When I come to Lumini, at that time, 1969, ruined completely. I wept. Then I remember the teaching, the mật pháp of my master. He said, whenever we go to the Holy Land, we must have the wishes. So at that time, I thought I was misguided by the tourist guide, Lumini. But then I saw on Ashoka Pillar the inscription of Ashoka king. Then I say, oh, this is the place where Buddha was born. Then I applied the mật pháp of my master. I make so many wishes. You see, I'm greedy. One of the last credit I repeat at least 3 times. If there's the place where Buddha was born, I wish Lumini developed before I die. After 28 years, after my study, I working in there. Sometimes I talk Lumini. And then my idea just transfer to the King Birantha. One day, Professor Frank, he told me now the King Birantha want to invite you and want to give you the land. I thought this is imagination. But when it come the truth, I very surprised. I was surprised how we are ordinary person. How we are ordinary person when the king invites us. And the king gave me a piece of land. When I got the piece of land, I did not know what to do. Then I also living on the plastic tent, 6.5. I prayed. Many people at that time, they treat me like the crazy man. How can? But I believe life is a miracle. If you are mindfulness practice, you see many miracles. I say, I'm first foreigner here. If my wishes, so please help me. Many countries should come to build the temple with the temples. Now, I'm very much happy to inform you we have 36 countries come to Lumini where Buddha was born and to build a different temple. The last one is a Russian. It's a miracle. When I come to Lumini, Nepal, peace. Secondly, the war broke out. When the war broke out, the killing very serious, and majority foreigner left the country. I also intend to leave, but I believe, and I get the mật pháp of my master gratefulness. I say when we come here, Nepali people, Nepali government supply food and serving, and now the country war. What should we do? Then I pray. Oh, this is a long story, but I summarize. If in the case in our life, if we are honest, sincere, unseen hand, come and help us. Then I pray. At that time, Nepal, we have the communists, they divide in different factions. One of the most difficult things is the Maoists. Communists, but the Maoists. The Maoists, they went to the jungle underground and fighting the king and the people. So many politicians. Then I working slow one by one. At last, the most difficulty, how to meet the Maoist leader. Oh, this is a long story, very challenges and very interesting. At last, I could meet the one of the top one. His name is Prachanda Daha. He's a like General Secretary. When I meet him, before meeting him, I chanting the mantra, I pray. Very difficult, but at last, successful. He and all political leaders come to Lumbini, and at my place, I cooking food. After cooking food, also many challenges. Stop fighting. So this is the historical. It's a miraculous. So from that time up to now, at that time, nobody believed Nepal can get peace. But at last, Nepal can get peace up to now. Now, many parts in the world, wars going on. But I believe if all of us together, we pray, we work hard, then we try to bring all the world leaders come to Nepal to learn historical, or we call mysterious peace Nepali people can get. So today, I'm very happy to meet you here. I wish all of you should be the peace ambassador, and all the world leaders should follow Nepali way. Thank you very much. Yeah. When you come to Nepal, I hope you stay at my place. Thank you. Namaste. Now I think we would like to, there's a present of His Excellency Ambassador from Nepal, from this country.
Yeah, we're going to have
share. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Thai. Thank you for your message and loving words. We appreciate your guidance, and thank you for helping us through our own challenges in life. And to continue with the event, we would like to now invite a few ambassadors who are present here today to contribute to the peace message. I would like to start with the Vietnam Vice Ambassador, Mr. DÜNG, to come up and please share a few words for our event. Please give a hand of applause for Vice Ambassador DÜNG. Vietnam. Ambassador will speak in Vietnamese, so we will try to translate it through AI there.
It's ready. Thank you. Kính thưa thầy Huyền Diệu, kính thưa các quý vị đại biểu, các vị khách quý và toàn thể hội chúng. Hôm nay chúng ta có mặt tại đây để cùng nhau tham dự lễ Phật đản và hội nghị hòa bình tại Viện Ứng dụng Hòa bình Ramesagan. Đây không chỉ là dịp để chúng ta cùng tưởng nhớ và tri ân đức hạnh của Đức Phật, mà còn là cơ hội để thể hiện khát vọng sâu sắc của hòa bình, tình thương và sự an lạc cho toàn nhân loại. Thưa quý vị, thế giới chúng ta đang sống, dù đã có nhiều bước tiến vượt bậc về khoa học và công nghệ, nhưng vẫn còn đó những nỗi đau từ chiến tranh, lòng ghen tị và sự hận thù. Chính những điều này đã gây ra biết bao mất mát, đổ vỡ và khổ đau, không chỉ cho người lớn mà đặc biệt là cho những người phụ nữ và trẻ em vô tội. Nỗi đau của họ là lời nhắc nhở chúng ta rằng hòa bình không bao giờ là điều có thể xem nhẹ hay đạt được một cách dễ dàng. Thật may mắn, tôi đã có cơ duyên gặp gỡ thầy Huyền Diệu, người đã luôn truyền dạy Phật pháp cho các Phật tử với mục tiêu cao cả, cứu vớt những tâm hồn bị tổn thương, mang lại sự bình an nội tại và hướng dẫn chúng ta trở thành những người gieo mầm hòa bình. Những nỗ lực này của thầy đã chứng minh rằng sự đồng lòng, tinh thần từ bi và trí tuệ có thể biến đổi những thách thức tưởng chừng như không thể vượt qua để chúng ta có thể vượt qua tất cả. Hôm nay khi chúng ta quy tụ tại đây, tôi mong muốn mỗi người chúng ta hãy cùng nhau tiếp tục thực hiện lý tưởng cao cả này. Hãy để lòng từ bi và trí tuệ của Đức Phật là kim chỉ nam cho mỗi hành động của chúng ta để tạo dựng một thế giới không còn chiến tranh, hận thù và đau khổ. Kính thưa quý vị, sự hiện diện của quý vị tại buổi lễ hôm nay chính là nguồn động viên to lớn cho nỗ lực chung của chúng ta. Cầu mong ánh sáng từ bi và trí tuệ soi đường cho tất cả chúng ta trên con đường cứu khổ, mang lại hạnh phúc trong muôn loài. Chúc cho buổi lễ thành công viên mãn và khát vọng hòa bình của chúng ta sẽ ngày càng lan tỏa, thấm sâu vào tâm hồn của mọi người. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Xin trân trọng cảm ơn.
Thank you, Mr. Dong, for your contribution. Apologize for the IT difficulties. We're still fixing it, but the show must go on. The next speaker I would like to invite is His Excellency Ambassador Shal Rubaketti from Nepal in Germany, who has come 6 hours to join this event. We really appreciate, His Excellency, your commitment, love for Guruji, and being here to support us on our event. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenneth. I call him Guruji. Guruji, Dr. Lam, and all the venerable present here, my friends, excellencies from Sri Lanka, from Maldives, and from, of course, from a master, vice ambassador from Vietnam, my friends, Nepali friends, Mr. Sanjay, his spouse. My father is also 79 years old with me, and Mr. Dr. Narendra Kaplan, all of you present here. Well, I came here in December of 6th, and immediately after that, Guruji came to meet me, and we sat down and discussed that Nepal is the country which has gone through lots. Nepal had always been a peaceful country, a country where Lord Buddha was born. There had always been a controversy, but then it is proven beyond doubt that Lord Buddha was born in Nepal. And that country, the people, everyone is warm and peaceful. But somehow, there was a war that broke out, and as Guruji told, which was not quite necessary. And luckily for us, it didn't go on for a long time like ours. And relatively, we had less bloodshed than most of the country had. And then of course, with Guruji's help and even with the people's help, finally there's a reconciliation, and then Nepal is now a very peaceful country. Apart from that, it's a beautiful country that everybody should visit. And it's a country of Lord Buddha. And we have been envisioning to have a big peace conference in Lumbini, which I think have started in Lumbini this May 5th. And since Guruji also tells me that Berlin is another peace zone, I mean, Germany is a peace zone, but because the Cold War ended from here after the fall of the Berlin Wall. So it's a kind of a reconnection between a place where a peace Messiah was born and where, again, a modern day peace has regained. So I think This is a very good initiative that we all have taken, and I wish let's all join hand in propagating peace. We are one of the examples. Even Vietnam is a great example of peace. And the world who is warring right now should learn from all these examples and stop fighting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Dr. Shell. Your vision, share the same vision with Guruji, Dr. Lam, and our organization. Is we hope and pray and believe that this event is a stepping stone for future peace festivals and events to continue amplify that peace message for the world. And we want to partner with all of you, all the international organizations, and all the friends here to help us in that cause, because the world, like Dr. Shah said, is in chaos, and we need to at least have the Buddhist community as well as all the international communities here, play a major role in reconciliation. Our next speaker here, I would like to invite is Her Excellency Ms. Varuni, Ambassador of Sri Lanka, who also came from Berlin to join us on this auspicious day. Please, Her Excellency. Please, round of applause for Ambassador Varuni.
Good afternoon, everyone. Venerable HUY彙N, all the venerable sirs and nuns from different countries, friends of the Dharma, excellencies. Thank you very much for the invitation to attend this event. I was first told of the event by His Excellency, the Ambassador of Nepal, and I was very happy to accept this invitation because, again, I've had connections with many of the countries represented here. I'm, of course, the Ambassador of Sri Lanka in Germany, based in Berlin. And before coming to Germany, I have spent 3 years in Nepal. And I always tell the Ambassador of Nepal, I'm the second Ambassador of Nepal, because I always have very good memories of the country and its people. And Nepal, as you are aware, is the birthplace of the Buddha. And it's a very special place in Buddhist history. The Buddha was born there. And in the Buddhist stories, it is said that the Buddha, before he was born, he was in the divine abode, and he thought a lot about where he should be born, because he knew that where he is born will be very important to continue on his message. And therefore Nepal is a blessed land, and along with India, it constitutes the major pilgrimage for the Buddhist people. And I have been very lucky to visit Lumbini several times. And as you know, that in the Buddhist world, there are many different schools of Buddhism. For example, in Sri Lanka, it is Theravada, which is the main Buddhist school. But in Nepal, you have three main schools, which is Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. So three Buddhist schools coexist peacefully there, along with Hinduism, which is the majority religion, and some Christianity and Islam. So it is a land where religious harmony prevails, and also significant to be today's meeting, which is on peace. And as you know, the Buddha's message, main message, centered on inner peace. But when I was traveling in Nepal, I came across places which reminded me of how he had tried to also advise when conflicts arose, and how he had tried to maintain peace. For example, when I was going in a vehicle one day, I came across Rohini Kola, which is Rohini is the name and Kola is the river. And that was the site of a famous almost war. Like nowadays, there were conflicts over managing of water resources. So that was the incident where the Buddha's maternal clan and the paternal clan had a conflict, if I remember correctly. So the Buddha advised the warring clans not to go into war, and was able to solve the conflict. And there were other incidents where he had practical advice for peace, to maintain peace. For example, his advice to the Lichvi clan. And I believe the Lichvis are still a clan is there in Nepal. So it is not the Buddha's words for peace. It's not mythology. So it has a very profound impact even for the practical lives of the people living at the time of the Buddha. I would like to say a few words about Nepal and my own country. Perhaps you know that 2 weeks ago, the president of Sri Lanka visited Vietnam and had a very fruitful visit. And we hope that with such connections, politically, economically, and people-to-people contacts between Vietnam and Sri Lanka will continue to grow. And in that context, I'm very happy to be here and give my greetings on behalf of the government of Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka, as I said, it's mainly a Theravada Buddhist country, but I see many pilgrims from Nepal and Vietnam and other countries, traditional Buddhist countries as well as other countries, coming to visit Sri Lanka, not only for other touristic attractions, but for seeing and observing the many Buddhist, important Buddhist sites of pilgrimage, even some of the main UNESCO heritage sites in Sri Lanka. There are about 8. The majority are connected with Buddhism. So on behalf of the government of Sri Lanka, I would like to invite you all to visit Sri Lanka and see the important Buddhist sites, which will also enrich your knowledge and also impressions about Buddhism. And of course, I would also like to reiterate the importance of visiting the major Buddhist sites, including Lumbini, which is in Nepal, and the other 3 Buddhist sites in India. So I think those, when you visit and when you learn about the history of the sites, then you realize that it is the Buddhist, the vastness of the Buddha's, the depth of the Buddha's message, which is not only for spiritual reasons and for practical reasons. Also, he had very good advice to lead a peaceful life. And lastly, I come to Germany. I've been here in Germany for 2.5 years, and Germany is very closely associated with the spread of Buddhism in the West. Last year, the Berlin Buddhist temple, the Sri Lankan, the main Buddhist temple in Germany, celebrated 100 years of existence. And there's a small event where we invited all the representatives from the Buddhist communities in Germany that we associated with. And I hope to make a connection with this Buddhist association and the Berlin Buddhist Temple. And I'd also like to remind that from Germany, we in Sri Lanka, we were very happy and also very lucky to welcome some of the very eminent monks who had German heritage. Over 100 years ago, some monks from Germany, they visited Sri Lanka and they were ordained in Sri Lanka, and they had a great contribution to the Buddhist, to Buddhism and to Buddhist literature, because they translated a lot of from Pali to German and other Western languages. So they were able to help spread the words of the Buddha into the West. And even now, there are many German national monks resident in Sri Lanka as well as in Nepal, who are continuing to spread the Dharma in our region as well as in the West. With these words, I would like to contribute my short remarks, and I wish you all a very happy day, and I hope that you will all be able to bring the message of the Buddha into a wider community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Her Excellency, for your contribution. The next speaker I would like to invite came all the way from India, Dr. I'm trying to find his name. I keep on messing it up many times. Brinal Chakma, who known Guruji for a long time, and also on his side doing the peace effort. So we'd like to Dr. Chakma to say a few words.
At the very outset, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Venerable monks and nuns here. They are the true peace messenger of the world. I would like to express my thanks to the excellencies who have taken trouble to come over here a long way. I have been told that this particular conference or Vaishak celebration is connected to peace research, to a large extent spreading the message of peace to this trouble-torn world. Yes, we need peace. There is so much of hatred, so much of conflict, so much of war all over the planets. But how to achieve peace? The difficult task. We are all in favor of peace. I believe everyone present in this gathering, none of us are in support of war. Everyone in this gathering are in favor of peace. If we count the number of heads in the whole planet, I believe most of the people are for peace, barring few warmongering people. But yet, our most prayed peace remains a kind of illusion. The whole world is still burning. The point is how to establish peace. Of course, everyone knows about the regions of peace: hatred, jealousy, conflict of culture, either collective or individual, causes so much of trouble in this world. But the message of Buddha is above all this. We have to understand the peace, not only from intellectual level, not only from our logical framework. We have to understand peace with our body and mind in harmony. To live in this society in a harmonious way is not that easy. I'm very lucky to meet one of the venerable here, 3 venerables. Japanese venerable Jen said, in my childhood memory, I remember him, at the early 70s, I think it is 70 to 71, 71 or 72 at best. Beating the drum. He used to spread his message in a small township of southeastern part of Bangladesh that is known as Chittagong Helfras. Rangamati is the name of the township. Early in the morning, he used to, beat the drum and, chanting the prayer, spreading the message of the peace. But after few years, less than 1 decade, the whole region turned into a kind of war zone. And I had to flee that country. And since then, I'm living in India as an Indian. After 50 years of my childhood memory, I met him first time. It was a great karma connection. Because of his peace message, perhaps, I'm able to meet him. Then I come to learn that he lived in India for so many years. He lived in Ukraine and working so hard for peace. That's really fascinating for me. Dr. Lam, of course, I knew him quite a couple of decades. I know each and every bit of his story. We meet each other very frequently in Bodh Gaya or in Lumbini. And my most respected Guruji, Venerable Nandapal Mahathir, he grew up in a kind of conflict zones. He tried his best to establish peace, but still peace remained as an illusion. Venerable Nandapal Mahathir, he prayed for peace. He meditated 17 years on the top of the mountain in a deep forest. And after its achievement, he started spreading the message of peace in Bangladesh as well as in India, but mostly within a world community. This is his first visit to Europe. And as a Reverend monk, we know how pure his soul is. And he even during the wartime, never, tried to take side. Even the enemy, he wanted to make them tranquil in peace. So that way, I have learned a little bit of technique of meditation from my Guruji. And that's how I believe we have to understand peace. Now again, going back to the peacemaking process, let me see a few words. There is, of course, conflict at different level, at individual level, at collective level, and at the state level. Where from to start? whether peace has to be generated first at individual level, whether we have to remain after achieving peace within ourselves, whether we have to, I think, gather together, be united, raise our voice against the quote unquote that few individuals who are for war. We have to understand the technique. We have to proceed. I believe a collective effort to raise the voice is very, very essential. I remember in one kind of seminar in a different setting, I met one very famous general, military general. And when I asked about the peace, he said all wars are fought to establish peace with certain terms and conditions. Instantly I asked, would you please guarantee me that that war will be the last war? He said, no, I can't guarantee. Because the terms and conditions keep on changing, so he can't guarantee. So my question was, who changes the terms and conditions? It's individual, collectively state, or very few individuals? Definitely, he said, no, I can't answer to that extent. Because all of us are for peace. But this is how the mechanism of the state corrupt, the mechanism of the certain group of war-mongering people actually turn the world into a violent zone. Of course, historically, peace had many dimensions, and it keep on changing. I mean, the world is also have many dimensions. It keep on changing. The world never had been a peaceful, as we may imagine, as we may aspire for. We have to live with the reality of the war, and we have to explore the ways and means to establish peace collectively, systematically. Only then I think there is a hope. And who are the peacemaker in this process? All these venerables who are above our selfishness, who are above all kind of hatred, who are above, all kind of dogmatic thinking. Their mind is full of, I think, full of peace, compassion, free from all sorts of hatred. Our ego is the main cause of hatreds and conflict. And that's why I deeply, from the deepest part of my heart, I pay my gratitude to the venerable monks who work for peace. And I believe with their guidance, with their message of peace, we'll be able to one day explore the true peace at our individual level as well as at our collective level. With this hope, I end my brief talk here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Chaman. Our next speaker, this also came from India, Professor Harsh Doka and his wife. He's also known Guruji for a long time and also was along his side on his peace efforts. I would like to invite Professor Doka to come on stage. Please, a round of applause for Professor Doka.
Namo
tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay my deepest reverence to the Triple Gem, all the monks and nuns, venerables who are here, especially our master who has seen this dream and has made us a part of his dream and his wish. I also pay my sincere reverence to all the excellencies from Nepal, Sri Lanka, Maldives and Vietnam. All the dignitaries and all of you who have gathered here for this special event. I'm really fortunate to be a part of this gathering, and for that I must thank our master. We met a few years back when I was leading a group of students from University of Pune on a study tour where we met him in Bodh Gaya, and then just last year we were also together in Lumbini, again sharing the dream. I'm especially surprised to see the enthusiasm and the hope which he has when we see that there are fights, there are wars, there are conflicts going on everywhere, and things are, at least for us, we think that things are getting worse and worse day by day. What I see in him is that he's always hopeful. He's always hoping for the best, and he always has this firm belief that miracles will happen. So this trust and belief in miracles, I think that is something which has attracted me personally to him, and he always expresses this idea that we should have a university for peace research, and he has also made me a part of it. So I'm thankful to Master for this great blessings which he has bestowed on me. I come from India. I'm not saying now that Buddha is from India, because I think Buddha is of the entire world. Who are we to distribute Buddha, whether he was from Nepal or India or from Sri Lanka? I mean, Buddha was there for everyone, and he'll be there for everyone. He's for the entire mankind, not just mankind, but he was for all sentient beings. And someone who is for all sentient beings, I think we should really honor that feeling of the Buddha. He's something whom we cannot distribute, cannot share. And what Buddha has told us is very important. Even though he has given many of his messages for our personal development, personal spiritual gain, but what he has said can be applied at the universal level, at the international level. We see, simply when we talk about conflicts, Her Excellency has shared some of the events from Buddha's own life, where he tried to resolve the conflict over the distribution of water, or the war between the Shakyas and the Kausavan king.
and so far. So basically, we see that in his own lifetime, Buddha was struggling with not many conflicts within his own community. We have stories where he had monks also fighting with each other and so on and so forth. And he tried to kind of, found his way out of it based on his own teachings, own wisdom. And what wisdom he has given us, I think, still holds true, even in these hard times. Because what we see is that the wars are basically, all these conflicts, they go around concepts, notions. May it be a notion of a religion, notion of a country, notion of some ethnic community, and so on and so forth. So we always create that kind of self. And the Buddha always, talk to us about non-self. And we create different self based on different notions. So, recently we have seen, what happened, there was struggle in India, Pakistan, what is happening in Russia and Ukraine. We are fighting basically about different notions of ourself, selfhood. So may it be a selfhood rest on imaginary borders, imaginary notions of countries and regions and religions. And this is what is basically causing trouble. Now, the main challenge would be for all of us now, who are kind of thinking in terms of working for peace, is how to get rid of this self, this notional self which we have created ourselves and are now trapped into that very notion of self. As it is beautifully said in the Lankavatara Sutra, this is our situation, our condition is just like a silkworm who gets trapped in a in that cocoon which is woven by itself. So now we have to kind of find a way how we can come out of this. Now this has to be done not just at a personal level, but at the level of community, at the level of countries, nations. And we have to learn how to get rid of this notional selves. Because unless and until we get rid of these notional selves, I don't think that we'll be able to overcome this issue of conflict and war. And we won't be able to establish peace at any cost. And we have to always remember that peace cannot be enforced by force, nor can it be enforced by any trade deals. It has to come from within our hearts, and that should be something which is based on the feeling of loving kindness, which is a foundation for fraternity. And without that fraternity, peace cannot prevail, peace cannot sustain. So I think we have a much larger task at hand, and I'm sure we, forgetting our identities as this and that, we should all work for the betterment of the world and betterment of all sentient beings. And I think our master, who has seen this dream and has hoped for this miracle to happen, let's join hands with him to be a part of that miracle in the future. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Yoga. And he's accompanied by his beautiful wife as well and his family. Thank you for making such a long trip from India to be here. And now we would like to take a break and share with you another Vietnamese traditional dance from our Dharma friends and students of Venerable Thầy Brazil to contribute to our today's event. So please, our Dharma beautiful ladies from Germany, please come up and share this beautiful dance with the community. Music, yeah, please, round of applause.
Sau đây là điệu múa nón bài hát Hello Việt Nam do Phật tử của Viện Ứng dụng Hòa bình Hạnh phúc và Phật tử Phước Điền cùng biểu diễn. Xin mời chàng vỗ tay thật lớn cho tiết mục múa. Dance performance Hello Vietnam by the Buddhist groups Institute for Applied Peace and Phước Điền.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. That was amazing. And as part of our gratefulness for all of your attendance, the ladies will like to give you a small gift, parting gift for the event. These hats from Vietnam, traditional hats from Vietnam, is a small present from our community. Great. Okay.
Okay, so to continue with our event, now we would like to reserve the next part of the speeches for spiritual leaders in the Buddhist community who are also need to play a major role in the effort for world peace and reconciliation. So now, to start, I would like to share with you a video from Ms. Audrey Kitagawa. She's the president of the International Multilateral Cooperation. She's all the way from New York, but she cannot make it today, but she is providing a video message for our event and for Venerable HUYήν. IT team, please, can you share the video of Ms. Audrey Kitagawa?
Everyone, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to Venerable HUYήν for the invitation to offer some thoughts on the importance of peace and what we can do to move humanity towards the goal of peace and harmony. We must recognize that we are living in a community of sentient beings who are in a state of interdependent, interconnected coexistence with each other. Our individual and collective existence, therefore, has great importance in influencing and bringing about many causes in our lives, our families, communities, countries, and in the world. Therefore, how we live our life is of supreme importance in helping to create peace and harmony in this world. We must accept personal responsibility to see the role that we play in our relationships and examine whether in daily life we are diligently practicing and applying the principles, values, and teachings of the great masters who have come before us and who live amongst us, and learn from them how we can best live our lives to bring about peace. Ultimately, this peace will begin within our own inner peace that has the potential to bring about global peace. We will note that in the historic lives of the great masters, they went through many austerities and hardships to help them grow in self-awareness in order to reach true awakening. Self-awareness is the ability to understand and recognize our own thoughts, feelings, values, and behaviors, including how they impact ourselves and others. It involves recognizing our own strengths, weaknesses, and the reasons behind our actions, and a willingness to change our negative behaviors into positive behaviors so we can become better people. All of the Buddhists teach that we should refrain from doing any harm, and we should cultivate good behaviors and purify our hearts. I will add that we should also purify our minds and our actions so we can maximize our ability to be a positive force for good in the world. Most faith traditions value such virtues as loving kindness, patience, selfless service, wisdom, and compassion. The idea of ahimsa or harmlessness is very closely connected with compassion. Compassion or karuna is the wish for others to be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. It's a core value that involves not just feeling empathy, but actively wanting to alleviate suffering and promote well-being. Compassion is often seen as a complement to loving kindness or metta, which is a wish for others to be happy. We must try to practice these virtues actively in our everyday lives. The final goal of all Buddhist practice is to bring about that same awakening that the Buddha himself achieved through an active transformation of the heart and the letting go of the ego or the I, which contains the illusion of individuation and separateness of the self from others. Now we should receive inspiration and hope from an example of someone who has endured many hardships through practicing and applying these principles and the virtues in his everyday life. Today, we all benefit from his life story and what he had to endure to bring about the development of Lumbini in the monastic zone, which he was instrumental in developing. Today, there are approximately 36 monasteries in this monastic zone. In the early days, the king of Nepal asked Venerable HUYήν to build the very first monastery in Lumbini. We should study carefully his book, Nepal, Peace is at Hand. It shares an inspired, comprehensive peace strategy and a call to action for Nepalese citizens, government officials, and the opposition Maoist party. He encouraged understanding and nonviolence, appealing to the parties to embrace basic premises for peace: forgiveness, tolerance, love, friendship, sincerity, mutual understanding, and a genuine determination to find solutions to conflict. Ending suffering and achieving peace in the world begins with each and every one of us, in knowing that we can contribute to a culture of nonviolence, compassion, and peace by cultivating these values within our own hearts and diligently putting them into practice daily with loving thoughts, loving speech, and loving action. Peace is indeed within each one of our own hands. Namo Adilafat, Namo Kwanda Ampotat. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Ms. Audrey Kittigall from the United States, New York. She couldn't be here today, but she's a lifelong student of Venerable THαϊO and has also helped tremendously during the Nepal peace confrontation and reconciliation. And without her, her contribution was important. So we appreciate the video. The next speaker, who also cannot make it, but also play a major role in the peace effort, is Venerable Otamara Tara from Myanmar. And as you guys know, Myanmar is currently also going through their internal conflict, civil war, and thousands of people are dying every day in the current Myanmar conflict. And so Venerable Otamara Tara is also a very important figure in this peace process. So at this stage, our IT team, please can you play a video from Venerable message.
Years old. Now I have been practicing and teaching meditation for over 23 years continuously. I am one of the leaders of all kinds of social activities in Myanmar. That's why whatever good or bad of the country, I feel I am responsible for the country, for the Buddhism. In 2021, there was the biggest political change. The country became more and more unstable. There are more and more killing, burning, destroying the belongings of each other, owning. That's why in 2021, I decided to work for the peace of the country. I started writing for the peace in my social media. I was stranger to politics. That's why from 2021, I have to learn about the politics of Myanmar. I met with the leaders of the politicians. Whenever I got a chance in the south, border between Myanmar and Thailand, in Yangon and Naypyidaw, in Myanmar, I met with the senior politician. I try to know the real happening and saying of the leaders. I have been doing like this for over 3 years now. I also met with some of the leaders of PDF, People Defense Army. The leaders are important for the good and bad of the country. By meeting with the leaders as much as possible, I came to believe that we all can work together for the peace and development of the country if we are in harmony with each other, if we can work together, if we know about each other deeply, friendly, we can create all the good conditions of the country. In this way, I will continue to work for the peace of Myanmar and the whole world.
Yes, Venerable Ottamathara is a very prominent Buddhist master in Myanmar. He has over 100 meditation centers throughout the world. His Dharma Center, and he is a critical, we think, is a critical figure to help solve the reconciliation for the country, and we would hope to support him. Our organization, THİO, would like to support him in that effort as well. The next speaker here, I would like to introduce, came over from Bangladesh, Master of Professor Chakma, Venerable Nanapal Mahastabir. Venerable, please share the words. Thank you. Please, a round of applause for Venerable Nanapal.
Just to introduce you, Venerable Nandapal Mahastabir is born in Bangladesh in 1952, and when he was very young child, he was ordained under a forest monk. We call him Banabhante in our place, who is considered as an arahant, but he passed away. Under his ordination, he learned the technique of meditation, as well as he learned the doctrinal Buddhist teaching. And afterwards, he went to Myanmar, studied there, and then again he came back to Chittagong Hills. On the mountain top called Jamochu, he meditated for 17 years. And after certain level of accomplishment, he felt that he should spread the Dhamma, the teaching of the Buddha, to his community as well as other parts of the world. Throughout his life, he has been actually spreading the teaching of the Buddha in India as well as in Bangladesh. And this is his first visit to Europe. For the first time, he has come to Europe. And today, I would like to request him to say a few words in English. I don't know to what extent you'll be able to follow his accent. He didn't get any formal education. He learned English of his own. So I'd like to request Mante. Mante, come on. Okay. Thank you.
I would like to offer my loving kindness to you, to everybody, and my venerable mom also ever come from different country here to join. I too came here. My best friend, Dr. Lam, invited me to come here to join you today, this auspicious ceremony, so that I'm so pleased and happy at seeing you. I'm very happy. The world now becomes disturbance by fighting. Therefore, if I want to say something about that, what is war? War means suffering, killing, dying, and disturbance in the world. Not only suffer one people, but also suffer uncountable people. Therefore, we don't want war. We want peace, everybody. If I say something about that, according to our Buddhism, what is suffering? Suffering, what is suffering means? Unbearable for everybody, suffering. And what is the cause of suffering? Where there is ignorance, there is suffering. Ignorance makes our body 5 constituents we call Panchaskandha. Panchaskandha are born in the world due to ignorance. So that I can say arising or suffering based ignorance. From ignorance arise fighting. What is the solution of suffering? What is the solution of war? Where there is wisdom, there is no war. Therefore, if there is no any wisdom, if there is no wisdom, there is suffering, there is war, there is disturbance. And what is the way to cease war, to stop war? That is called Buddhism. Buddhism only can stop and cease the war. Any kind of quarreling or war can stop Buddhism. So that I want to say, modern world among Buddhism. If everybody follow Buddhism, practice Buddhism in the world, there will be no war. There will be no war, no quarreling, no suffering. As if everybody follow 5 precepts, Buddha advised the people to practice 5 precepts. For every lay people need to practice these 5 precepts. What are 5 precepts? Number 1, don't kill, don't slay, don't torture any living being. If you don't kill any living being, where there is war, there is any war. If you can't kill any living being, where is war? When you can kill other, torture other, hurt other, then there is war, there is suffering. If you follow this rule, no war exists in the universe, in the world, so that we need follow Buddhism. Then fire and war will be ceased. And if everybody don't steal anything what is not given, don't take in other property what is not given, not steal or not to rob other property by force. Why is suffering? There are many people I see by stealing, by robbing, create disturbance in the world. Taking by force other country, other properties, other money, that becomes disturbance. And if you follow that rule of Buddha, as don't commit adultery. If there is no adultery in the world, there is no disturbance. There is no wrongdoing. By doing this, there are many disturbances in the world. And if you don't tell a lie, then where is problem? Telling lies, there are many problems in the society of human beings and in the world. If you speak what is truth, there is peace, there is progression. And if you don't take intoxicating liquor, drug, wine, beer, such intoxicating liquor, where is suffering? Where is war? Where is troublesome? Then, if you don't take any liquor, then no suffering in the world. No war in the world. I have seen drunkard kill each other, drunkard fight each other, kill each other. Therefore, if you don't take any intoxicating liquor, then you could control yourself doing what is wrong. Then take control yourself. Then you can get peace. Then you can progress in your life and family life, society life, and the life of the world. you can serve peace and harmony. Therefore, if you flow 5 precepts, then war is stopped. If you flow Mangala Sutra, then there is no troublesome. There is no war. No war exists in the world. If you flow Mangala Sutra, 28 kind of 8 sort of Mangala Sutra rule, if you flow, then no war will exist in the world. If you follow non-violence is the supreme virtue. Non-violence is the supreme virtue. Not everybody, not every living being, not only human being, but also other living beings in the world become happy. Therefore, everybody should love every living being in the universe. Then no war can exist in the world. Therefore, I can say, war, what is war? What is the arrangement of war? What is the selection of war? And what is the path leading to the selection of war? That is called Buddhism. Buddhism is the way to cease, to stop war in the universe. If you preach this rule to the people, if they follow this, then no one will exist in the world. I believe this firmly. They should not do this. Stop what I know for. Love is love. Therefore, Buddhism is called love is the best virtue. Is a love. Not only human being, but also all kind of living beings, seen or unseen, in the universe, only one, and love, that no suffering will come to you, no living being will be affected to you. Therefore, we follow Buddhism practically. I am very pleased that seeing you here, and be happy, and may you be happy forever. And all that may be happy, all the living beings forever in the universe. Saying this, I would like to end my speech.
Thank you, Venerable Linda Pao, for the message. Our next speaker, a spiritual leader who's I have so much respect for, and I've got the chance to get to know these past couple of days. Really inspiring, has contributed immensely towards peace in various parts of the world during the Cold War between Russia and the USA, Chechnya, Iraq. He has been the global leader, spiritual leader, and a voice for peace. Before I introduce him up, I would like to show a brief video of Venerable Jinsei Tanasawa and some of his contribution towards global peace. IT team, are we ready for the video of Venerable Tanasawa?
Tell me what she's worth. Feel like life.
The second half of the 20th century brought forth crucial transformations all around the globe. The vast territory of the former Soviet Union became central arena for those changes. The collapse of the USSR, followed by all-penetrating social, political, and moral instability, caused numerous sufferings and confusion of the people.
And other citizen peacemakers, like this Buddhist monk, the Buddha will encourage and give the blessing of self-regulation.
At the same time, naturality was accompanied by the appearance of the Sangha of Bodhisattva monks of the Lotus, the sound of their important drums, inspiring and spiritually invigorating numerous people in the burning spots of local conflicts, became the symbol of peace, justice, and non-violence. The Bodhisattva practice, appealing to the eternal sacred power of Buddha nature, inherent in all living beings, extended to such former Soviet republics as Russia, Ukraine, Caucasus, and Central Asia.
Во-первых, военных действий нет.
Он выпустил люди в Чечне, мы там, в этом городе, деревне, поселке, стран mountains, Армении, Карам, everywhere there's people, but где есть люди, all people today together together. Все люди в Чечне соберутся вместе, ответа all people, pray about peace, и проведут всенародную молитву за мир. Buddha's clothes will be covered. Just the Buddha carry on the shoulder. Buddha будет пустилась на своих плечах. От мудрости, какое еще большее благословение. Монахи собирались навсегда поместить прах Будды, найденный в Пакистане.
So that's a video of Venerable Gensei's contributions for world peace for the past 50 years. Please, Venerable Gensei, please a warm welcome for Gensei to say a few words.
most venerable masters, venerable Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni Sangha, esteemed guests, and all Dharma friends. I am grateful for this wonderful special occasion of celebrating Vaisakh Day in this Peace Center in Germany. And thank you for your kind invitation, hospitality, and this wonderful occasion. I have been in Germany when I was young, about close of the late 20s, I'm still 20s, and early 30s, I came to Germany. So I spent young times about 15, 20 years in Europe. In those days, here Europe was a peak of Cold War, the symbol of division of the world, ideological, political, philosophical, opposing idea, world views, view of history, view of society, opposing duality. And this concept of division, view of divisions, brought into the whole Europe in the brink of the nuclear war. And today also the situation same. But when I was young, spent young times in Europe, it was the highest peak of the Cold War. It was called mutual assured destruction. Means once nuclear missile fired in Europe, immediately it will escalate to mutually destroy both sides, and nobody can survive. Nobody wins the war. Everybody a loser. Not only the win or lose, we finish ourselves. Existence of life, existence of civilization, all our biological history, spiritual history that humanity created on this earth are coming to the end. That was the situation. Yes, it was a dreadful situation. And Germany was a very front. As you know, there was no one Germany. This was a West Germany and East Germany. And Berlin was divided, surrounded by the wall. In those days, I spent and practiced in Europe. And in the peak of the Cold War, I entered Poland and walked on foot from Warsaw to the Berlin Wall. Brandenburg Gate is a symbol of division and a symbol of the Cold War in those days. And Poland was the state emergency. Nobody can make any political action. In those days, there's a very famous hero today, Walesa, leading the solidarity movement, trade union movement. And it was banned. And Walesa was in house arrest. Nobody can make any action, public action. And I alone went to Warsaw, Buddhist monk, and the Japanese foreigners. Officially, nobody allowed to do any action there under the communist rule. There, I walk from Warsaw towards Berlin Wall without any permission.
There is nobody I know. It is my first entering to Poland. There was no Buddhists, but I visited Warsaw University. I asked the Japanese department. There was one kind Polish student who study Japanese. I asked the student, help me, just write one message in Polish language. Please write like this in Polish language. I said, I am a Buddhist monk from Japan. I am praying and walking to the Berlin Wall to pray that Europe one day will be free from division and Europe may become one Europe and there will be no more the nuclear war. Please help me. This was a message that the Japanese students in Polish Warsaw University helped me to translate in piece of paper. This is only one paper I could show everywhere on the way. It took almost 20 days, in fact, walking from Warsaw, entering to Germany, and go to Berlin Wall. You know, I don't have any money. I only have a piece of paper, which I don't know what was written in Polish, but this is what was the message. I start to walk. You know, I didn't sleep anywhere on the street. I go to the church with drum, show the paper, and priests invited me to their church and given me the one room and food. One day I went to the village. There were the kids. I showed the paper to the kids. Kids took me to his home and showed the paper. Then ordinary family in the village give me the room and give me the food, give me the beautiful white warm bed. In this way, every day I walk and I never be hunger. I never have a problem of sleeping place. And when every place I slept, I had one night, one dinner, one breakfast. Everybody give me some little bit of money. It's a Polish money. I don't know how to use it. And all this work, I never spend any one penny, no money. But every place I stayed in the house, some money they offering. So in the end, I came to the Berlin Wall without any problem. You know, I have this much of Polish money because I didn't need to spend any money. But every place I stay, offering something. You need something to eat, something to drink. This was already the sacred sign. Ordinary people in Poland want to have peace. Nobody wants the war. You know, in this way I came to Berlin Wall and prayed. It was 1983. After, in the end, we came to the Berlin Wall and prayed. 3 days praying without food, fasting and praying. Another monk, like me, walked from NATO headquarters of Brussels to Berlin. And me alone walked from Warsaw to the Berlin Wall. There we sit. In the end, I was taken and kicked out from the East Berlin, and I had to come to West Berlin. We joined another monk. We pray. You know, when we pray, blue sky of Berlin suddenly covered by black cloud in 10-15 minutes. The huge thunders and lightnings, then big ice falling. It's only 10 minutes. Then again, all black clouds disappear. Then sunshine returned. While we are completing our peace prayer walk to the Berlin Wall, and we pray such a sign appears. It was 1983, and it was the day after the Easter. 100 days later, Jesus Christ is returned to heaven. It's called the Ascension Day. This is the last conclusion of our peace march. And we saw some sign of a prayer may be heard by the Sacred Spirit. After 1989, so almost 5-6 years later, this Berlin Wall fall down, and the division of Europe disappear. It is important to emphasize, it is the dramatic political transformation of Germany and all Europe, and main player of this unprecedented political change was not created by means of weapons. There was no war to make this transformation. It was not the government leader. It was not the parliament. The main actor which brought this non-violent historical political transformation of Europe, leading to the fall of Berlin Wall, all communist regime of communist countries fall down, and new democratic revolutions. And 1 year later, all world leaders together declare the end of the Cold War. It was such a dramatic transformation. Main player was ordinary people. No political leader, no professionals, citizens, ordinary people, of the young people, older people, workers, teachers, mothers, and young peoples. Every year we walk on foot, sometimes few thousand, sometimes tens of thousands, sometimes 500,000. One day it become 1 million students all across Europe work together to put an end of the division of Europe, save Europe from mutual assured destruction. And it happened. Main actor was the all ordinary people on the street. They all believe one thing: non-violence. By this way, change happened, and it was possible. But today, it was a brilliant history and episode which I personally deeply involved in this transformation. But now, after the end of the Cold War, 1990, and today is 2025. What happened today? All situation was reversed. All world is facing again the nuclear war. Every day, some leader or another leader of this country or that country are threatening actually to use the missile. We will shoot the nuclear missile to your country openly, verbally. Every day, some leader is speaking this. And true. Today, we are only political leaders are talking about peace only by strength. Peace is only possible only by you are strong and ready to fight and oppose and destroy his opponent. Peace is possible. Actually, we are returning back to the same theory of the before the Cold War ended. We are returning. Our calendar return back to the 1970s, 1980s. Today, maybe more closer to the possible nuclear exchange. Very, very dreadful situation. But we have to say, peace only comes by our peace, not by division, not by hatred, not by fear, not by blackmail, not by strength. As Buddha said, as Bandiji said, and our master said, our friends from Chukma said, root cause of conflict is not eliminating the opponent. Root cause of the conflict is a conflict of idea, conflict of notion, conflict of idea, conflict of view, conflict of speech, conflict of action. 8 noble paths start from right view. Today, we can never hear from any leader of the world the right view. Every view is division, opponents, revenge, punishment. This is the view today, which is dominant in the world politics. Therefore, we have to bring the message of the Buddha. This peace center are the oasis in Europe today to revive the true humanity by practicing, bringing the right view. Right view is unity of all life, sacredness of all life, all sentient beings. You know, we have a lot of the story. Buddha many times was trying to be killed. He was many times the challenge of assassination and in conspiracy. And many opponents of the Buddha propagate many lies and lies to discredit Buddha and the Sangha. The very lifetime of the Buddha faced this propaganda, conspiracy, assassination trial many times. And Buddha's response was simply maintain, uphold the right view, right speech, right action, right mindedness, and activities, and right speech. Today, how much lies is spoken by all presidents of the country? Didn't we astonish? Elected leader or dictator whatsoever, whatever president or prime minister speak, all lie. It is not right speech. Lie which divides the world. Lie which seeds the root of the conflict. Buddha overcome this. You know, biggest challenge in the Buddha's lifetime, his native country, Shaka kingdom, was destroyed, conquered. Buddha's native land was invaded, destroyed, and conquered. Tens of thousands of them are massacred. Some of the Shaka group escaped to Himalaya mountain, Myanmar mountain, some went to Gandhara, and some survived. In such a challenge, Buddha actually conquered the heart of the old people. There is no military conquest. Second example, we have to say, King Ashoka. His governance, the global policy based on non-violence and victory of the Dharma. This great idea was put into practice in human history only the time of the Ashoka. Before Ashoka, nobody. After the Ashoka, nobody. This is a great historical manifestation that it is possible whole world governance can be based on victory of Dharma and non-violence. But Ashoka, to come to this, he needs to change his heart and mind. He was a best fighter. He was a conqueror. He annihilated the Kalinga kingdom by the cruelest, brutal war of conquest. But he realized the reality of the cruelty of this policy of conquest, and he renounced the war. Today, who can declare the renunciation of the war by all religious leaders and political leaders? Today, we have to come to such a new age. United Nations was created on the basis of this renunciation of the war. But this principle today, leaders of the world are not upholding. No lip service even. Only propaganda, conspiracy, and lie. It is a dreadful situation. Our time should return to the example of King Ashoka, who will bring this view and vision and true teaching into the today's practical world. Here, this peace center must be such an oasis of the message of the Buddha. I spent many years in Europe, and now I am living with our monks in Russia and Ukraine. Already I experienced the war in Chechnya, war in Gulf War, and Pakistan, India's conflict times. I was walking from Pakistan to India. The Taxira's Ashoka Stupa, the Sanchi's Ashoka Stupa, we walk. The time the Pakistan and India on the brink of the military conflict. Today again, we are facing the second danger of it. And today, Russia and Ukraine are head to head into the endless war. When this war can end, nobody knows. New vision is necessary. Purification of mind and idea is necessary. No human being is never ever to be the arch rival forever. Someday we have to come back to the true brotherhood, true solidarity, true humanity. Vietnam, in modern time, your country suffered one of the cruelest modern warfare for many, many years. And Vietnam, from this war, today, recovered, restored, rebuilt, and you don't have any enemy. Isn't it a great important model for the world? You know, today, Ukraine, in 3 years of war, the soldiers killed, both total soldiers killed with Russia and Ukraine total, is much, much greater than this cruel war in Vietnam time. Vietnam was so cruel, and both American soldiers and Vietnam fighters were lost killed, and ordinary citizens, many are killed. But today, we check the statistics. Total victims of the 3 years of war in Ukraine is much bigger than the war in Vietnam. How terrible. You know, Soviet Union collapsed because of the Afghanistan war. How many soldiers died in Afghanistan? Today, the Russian soldiers only who have died in Ukraine is 10 times bigger than the Afghanistan and the Soviet soldier died. Soviet Union collapsed because of this endless war in Afghanistan is the biggest reason. Today, Russian soldiers, only Russian soldiers who died in Ukraine is 10 times bigger than the Afghanistan time. It is a dreadful serious situation. World wisdom, world compassion, true humanity should prevail. I hope your center, your initiative will be the new start. Thank you very much.
Well, but before you end, I just have a few questions because we have a few follow-up you and I have been exchanging these past couple of days on ways to increase, on ways to improve the grassroots movement from the voice of the people. And you were successfully done that, mobilizing thousands, if not tens of thousands, walk for peace in the 80s, the 90s. And how do we revive that energy, that flame, you know, from the people? If you share some of your perspective on that.
One thing I wish after this 1980s massive ordinary people's non-violent movement in Europe and America. And Vietnam War, that America was lost. Because this is not only the power of the military resistance in Vietnam, of course it is the biggest factor, but public opinions are urging to end the war in Vietnam. The international massive public opinion, which actually changed the American president policy. Public opinion played a crucial role. And as I said, end of the Cold War in Europe, main actor was a public opinion and public action. Today, every day Ukraine war is going on, I cannot see any visible public opinions manifested on the street or the country. Yes, of course, now Palestine genocide is going on. Ordinary people are day to day dying and killed. And there is a starvation. No food is reaching. Children is dying in massive scale. All civilian structure, school and hospitals are all destroyed. And there are some voices, but it's not as big as the peace movement we saw during the Vietnam War time. We didn't see this. Why is that? Internet is helping the view which is not right. Only the propaganda was multiplied, and the world public ordinary people are completely divided, confused, and manipulated. There is no consensus to inspire, to bring this action together. We are missing this passion. Passion is missing. Motivation is missing.
Thank you, Dr. for your contribution. That was a great message. And as we want to collaborate for future with Venerable Junsei, is how do we continue to ignite this flame each year, each peace festival across the world, in every city, country, to spread this message of peace, led by Venerable Dr. Lam, Venerable Junsei, Venerable Nandapal, and other spiritual leaders. I think the voice of Buddhism needs to be the voice for peace in the 21st century. And I think the Buddhism community should and need to play a larger role going forward. And with that, I think the Peace Festival is now from a speech is finished, but the event is not over. We would like to now have some entertainment. We would like to share and contribute to the event, and we would like to invite one of my co-MC moderator for the entertainment portion of the event.
Để tiếp nối chương trình ở Festival Hòa Bình ngày hôm nay, và đây cũng là một món quà từ các Phật tử tử khắp hương gửi về festival. Chúc mừng cho sự thành công của festival ngày hôm nay. Và bây giờ là tiết mục song ca bài hát Sapa nơi gặp gỡ đất trời do Phật tử Minh Can và Hồng Luyến đến từ Rostov. Xin mời quý vị cùng lắng nghe.
So we have two singers from Rostov who will contribute the song from Sapa. Sapa is a northern city of Vietnam, very beautiful place, and it's a cultural dance and performance that she will be performing. Please.
Các quý vị có thể nhìn thấy đây là một trang phục của dân tộc thiểu số ở trên Sapa. Một trang phục là một trong dân tộc của Việt Nam nhiều. Xin mời.
dầu yêu huyền thoại mặt trời mọc lên mãi bông hoa lên trong bay ơi xa ta nơi tâm tôi đến trời một mùa hoang trắng và mùa con trai mọi con gái em say đêm chờ anh về cùng xa ta ơi xa ta ơi xa ta.
Thật là tuyệt vời đúng không quý vị? Vừa rồi quý vị đã thấy được tình yêu Sapa, tình yêu nối giữa đất và trời, một tình yêu vô cùng thấm đẫm từ trái tim gửi đến trái tim. Và bây giờ để tiếp nối chương trình là tiết mục song ca và tốt ca của Viện ứng dụng Phật tử Viện ứng dụng Hòa Bình Hạnh Phúc và Phật tử Phước Điền. Xin mời các bạn lên sân khấu. Bài hát Nhớ Thương Thầy và bài hát Hiểu và Thương, nhạc và lời của tăng thân làng Mai do thầy Thích Nhất Hạnh là một món quà từ trái tim của các Phật tử xin gửi tới tất cả các chúng ta.
If you look back on the song's name is Hiểu và Thương, meaning understanding. To have understanding, then you can have compassion. And this is a song written by Venerable Thích Nhất Hạnh, the late Venerable Thích Nhất Hạnh passed away. And this is a song from students of Thầy DÜNG would like to share with the community here.
Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Từ lâu lắm con mong thầy cùng thằng đi mau về đây, đường tiên đi hôm nay này và phân tứ đến nơi này, niềm hạnh phúc vui sum vầy. Thầy dìu dắt con tu hành và con ban cho đời kinh. Thầy như nắng ấm ta lành, thầy như trái cây thơm lành, nguyện tình tấn con tu hành. Thầy trong tấm áo nâu sòng và lòng thương hơn đại dương. Thầy bước thế gian này đồng ban tiếng A Di Đà, làm toàn tiếng âm mê hà. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Anh em ta cùng nhau chị em ta gửi thăm năm châu, không bằng tiền đầu xa tôn giáo, cùng về đây xây đắp yêu thương. Điều ta thương, điều ta thương, có điều mới có trường, có trường, có trường, có trường. Điều càng sâu, thương càng rộng. Điều càng rộng, thương càng sâu. Điều mà thương, điều mà thương, điều mà thương, điều mà thương.
Xin cảm ơn tất cả quý Phật tử đến từ Viện ứng dụng hòa bình và hạnh phúc của quý Phật tử đến từ Phước Điền. Xin một tràng vỗ tay thật to nữa để cổ vũ cho tinh thần Phật tử vì Phật giáo của các quý Phật tử. Con cảm ơn thầy ạ. Thật sự là đến với Festival Hòa Bình hôm nay và đặc biệt là được tham dự lễ Phật đản buổi sáng ngày hôm nay rất là trang trọng và vô cùng hạnh phúc. Mỗi Phật tử trong chúng ta, trong trái tim đều thổn thức những nhịp đập thân thương và nồng ấm. Tình yêu đối với Phật Pháp, tình yêu đối với hòa bình và tình yêu đối với nhân loại đã nhen nhóm trong trái tim của mỗi người và bây giờ được bùng cháy lên như những ngọn lửa nóng ấm mãnh liệt để chúng ta lan truyền hòa bình cho muôn loài. Và tiếp theo chương trình là top ca đến từ Rostock với bài hát Hiểu và Thương trong màu trong bài Lý 10 Thương. Xin lỗi. Dạ. Bài hát Lý 10 Thương là được đến từ Huế và hôm nay là các chị đã mặc một áo màu tím Huế mộng mơ đặc trưng của người con gái Huế. Xin một tràng vỗ tay thật to cho các chị.
So this song is from the region of Hue. It's the central part of Vietnam, and the song is even the dress is from that region. And Lý và Thương, Lý. So the song is it's about the 10 reasons why the wife loved the husband. I think I can find more than 10 reasons, but this is 10 reasons.
Bày thương thiệp bận mong chờ tăng thương nàng thương ô tăng ô tăng
Hello.
Dịu dàng tiếng Huế mộng mơ đưa ta tới với bến Huế mộng mơ. Và bây giờ là tiếp tục là bài hát HUYễn the World, một bài hát về hòa bình. Chúng ta hãy cùng cất cao tiếng hát và mỗi Phật tử của chúng ta cũng như các đại biểu đến tham dự Festival Hòa bình hôm nay sẽ được nhận một chiếc nến sáng thắp sáng về hòa bình. Xin mời bài hát HUYễn the World và xin mời các bạn lên trên sân khấu ạ. Mỗi bạn hãy nhận một chiếc nến để lên sân khấu.
So to end the festival today, we like to conclude with the song DIệu U from our Sangha community to contribute, as well as there's a lantern candle lighting for peace ceremony to pray for our health, prosperity, and for peace for the world. So now I'd like to invite the Sangha community to come up and sing the final song of the event, Heal the World. Đội ngũ nhà mình đâu? Nhớ rồi, nhà mình lên hát. Nhà mình lên hát. Rồi mời các em lên. Dạ.
Có cần phải mic không? Có cần mic không?
Dạ, vâng.
Mấy mic đây?
Dạ chắc.
Tất cả mọi bài hát này là bài hát mà tất cả mọi người đều hát được, cho nên là xin mời tất cả các quý vị cùng hát cùng chúng tôi. Các bạn lên đi, lên đi. Anh bật cho em bài hát như được luôn. Lên. Ba mình.
Chỉ có lời tay hát. Yes, it's just a spirit, but it's okay. We'll flow with it. This is a song for the world.
Think about the generations and if so we want to make it a better place for our children, our children's children, so that they it's a better world for them. Think they can make it a better place.
Everybody know this song, so you can please sing along with us, okay? You know this. In your heart, and I know there is a love. This way to be tomorrow. You really shine to finally tonight. You feel there's no sorrow. We're together, we can't help but make the perfect place. Bring back the faith in the world. Make it a better place. For you and for me, every time you praise. You are dying. For you and for me. Why there's a love I cannot lie. It's one more really baby. You shall see this is the thing that I feel. We start this make a better world.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for attending our Peace Festival. Please, Venerable, can we ask you to take a group picture? Excellency, please invite you for a group picture. Group picture, please. Everyone, please. Thank you. Dr. Sharma, please, group picture. Dr. Shao, please come and join us for a group picture. Yeah? Yeah, yeah, please. Venerable Hiệp Felix, mời các thầy. Dạ, Mexico xin mời lên chụp tấm hình tập thể với chúng ta. Mọi người phải lưu ra nhé, cho mấy thầy lên xíu. Dạ, vâng, mời rồi.
So today is a historical day. We are very happy to welcome you here. On this Alexei, please come. You now the peace ambassador, Buddha ambassador. And I hope this will open new chapter for the 21st century. Và thầy ơi, đây là mong rằng đây là một cái buổi lễ. Không, còn mấy đại sứ đấy thì con. Đại sứ đấy. His Excellency, please come. Đại sứ vào bên nhau. Mời đại sứ vào. Đại sứ vào bên đó anh không? Mời thôi được.
Và muốn có cái bức ảnh đẹp thì mọi người cố gắng kiên nhẫn một chút nhé, mình sẽ điều chỉnh đến đây. Ai rồi, ai bé thì chúng ta có thể là nhô lên phía trước một tí, ai cao thì tự động đứng đằng sau để cho bức ảnh nó tổng hợp nó đẹp hơn. Ai cao thì mình sẽ lùi lại để cho người bé lên trước. Cô Hằng này, cô Như này chẳng thấy đâu rồi. Đấy, hoặc là chưa đứng xuống dưới hàng cái bồn này. Đấy, để rồi ok. Đấy, anh em thì đứng ở dưới là nó đẹp để nó lấp cái vải như này đẹp đấy. Như xuống dưới, Như Hằng xuống dưới. Còn anh còn chị nào này thì vào tốt đi. Rồi, lên đi. Rồi, đứng ở dưới cũng được, đứng ở dưới cũng được, đứng ở trước cái camera cũng không sao đâu. Bây giờ xong rồi, chị đứng lên không được ngồi. Rồi, sang bên kia, sang bên kia. Rồi, ở cái chỗ này vẫn nhúng nhít quá, chả thấy gì cả. Yeah, ok, thôi thì nó khoảng là 99,9% thôi, chứ không được 100% đâu. Anh ơi, cái để quên đấy cũng sao.
Một cái mưa nào để cho Phật tử của mình trâu lên thấy không? Đêm lại bấm ra.
Đứng tất cả mọi người đứng hết lên này, không phải xuống nhỉ? Bây giờ là lúc phát phong bì. Ok. Nào toàn các thiên viên của lớp thì đứng lên đấy là làm bức ảnh. Mai về còn tính công. Thầy Chức DIệu, con muốn là thầy ngồi ở đấy để các đoàn có thể là đứng đằng sau chụp ảnh kỷ niệm với các thầy.
Rừng núi giang tay nổi lại biết sao, ta đi từ đồng hoang vu vươn hết đôi đồi. Đường hát treo leo tay ta vượt đèo, từ quê nghèo lên phố lớn nâng tay biển xanh sông lớn nuôi một vòng miền Nam. Núi gió đêm vui núi này thành phố đôi con trong hơi phố đôi con đời vợi người chuyến đôi linh thiêng vào đời và nụ cười đôi trên môi.
Xin mời tất cả các quý Phật tử có thể lên chụp ảnh cùng với các quý thầy. Đây là những bức ảnh và những giây phút quý giá nhất để chúng ta lưu giữ trong cả cuộc đời của chúng ta. Xin mời các quý vị.
Hương thuyền trời về đây chung vui, không phân chia giọng nói tiếng cười, cùng nắm tay ta cái đoàn thân ái trao cho nhau những lời thiên thàng, trao cho nhau những lời thiên thàng. 2, 3, 4. Con phượng trời ta về đây chung vui, không phân chia giọng nói tiếng cười, cùng nắm tay ta cái đoàn thân ái trao cho nhau những lời thiên thàng, trao cho nhau những lời thiên thàng. Nào chúng mình quả bông xanh bay giữa trời xanh. Bồ Câu ơi, cánh chim muôn thương anh, Hải Âu ơi, cánh chim hoa thương cánh. Cùng bay về, cùng bay nào, cho trái đất xanh. Cùng bay nào, cùng bay nào, cho trái đất xanh. Trái đất này là của chúng mình, quả băng xanh bay giữa trời xanh. Bồ Câu ơi, cánh chim hoa thương anh, Hải âu ơi, cánh chim hờn trên sông, cùng bay nào, cho trái đất xanh. Cùng bay nào, cho trái đất xanh.
Còn nghĩa là tất cả mỗi vị là một sứ giả của hòa bình. Mình chia cái hòa bình cho gia đình. Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Xin cảm ơn thầy. Thank you very much. Chúc tất cả các quý Phật tử, các vị khách quý cùng những giây phút hạnh phúc trong cuộc đời. Chúc tất cả Phật tử cùng gia đình hạnh phúc, ấm no và luôn luôn cháy lên ngọn lửa yêu hòa bình và ngọn lửa Phật pháp trong tim. Thank you very much.
Anh nghĩ vào đây, anh nghĩ vào đây. No. Anh nghĩ vào đây. Ok.
Bây giờ sau này là tất cả Phật tử có thể lên chụp hình trên sân khấu người
Biển ở Việt Nam đấy. Biển Việt Nam.
Ở Việt Nam. Rồi, mong rằng mấy vị sang nha.
Amin là Phật, con kính chào sư phụ ạ. Con kính chào sư phụ.
Trong bức điển chúng con chụp với thầy một kiểu. Bây giờ quên đó. Để thầy nói. Có cái micro không?
Micro. Micro đưa sư phụ. Micro đưa sư phụ. Em. Micro.
Ngày hôm nay quý vị rất là đặc biệt. Now the President here, Excellency, we have a wonderful doctor from Vietnam. If you have any sickness cannot cure by another doctor, today we have the wonderful doctor from Vietnam. Ngày hôm nay vị nào mà có cái bệnh gì mà chữa không hết, có một bác sĩ nổi tiếng, rất là nổi tiếng ở Việt Nam sang sẽ chữa bệnh cho quý vị. Miễn không tiền, mà có người nào có tiền thì chữa tặng. Và bây giờ mà
Này Lan ơi. Amin là Phật. Chào Thanh. Bác sĩ Thanh ơi. Nói to lên. Chúc mừng nha, chúc mừng bạn là có mặt ở đấy nhá. Chúc mừng bạn Thanh.
Hẹn gặp lại nhé.
Hẹn gặp lại. Tuyệt vời quá. Chúc mừng. Thôi nha, xin chào nhà mình ạ. Chúng con chương trình tiếp theo ạ. Con kính tri ân sư phụ, kính tri ân tất cả. Vâng ạ. Cơ hội thì lên đi, gọi nhau lên. Đoàn Việt Nam, gọi đoàn Việt Nam đi. Theo. Lên, nhanh lên. Đoàn Việt Nam. Thôi nhá, bọn con tranh thủ tí. Nên có thầy xin phép rồi phòng ạ. Đi đặt Phật.